Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Sitting out here, orbiting the old sun, on our way to Eve. Alright, well, let's get the warp going. Oh, under acceleration? No, I'm not. Damn it, work already, I say. There we are. Dodge Kerbin. So, let's see, the orbital plane. I can tell what the orbital plane is from this point. It should be when our nose is facing the middle, since our ship is not turning. Okay, there we are. Okay, we are now at the orbital plane. So this means that we need to face north, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm right here. We need to face north. If we're facing north, that means the periapsis should rise up to Eve. If I'm correct in the slightest. Again, not a rocket scientist, but I think I'm right. I think I am right. I just like to know what my SAS is doing. Thank you. Alright, and the periapsis is... It is rising. Okay. I need to rise it up to Eve. Ugh. What the fuck now? I don't care. People can leave me alone. No, shut up. Do not disturb. Alright, so, annoying people and phone ringing in the background. That's what I get for taking like an hour break between recording sessions. Oh well, who cares? So yeah, we are almost there. I believe we have an intersection point here. Do we? Well, it doesn't matter as we hit the periapsis because that's the part that's touching, so. Let's go. Bring the periapsis up to Eve. I'm kind of modeling what I'm doing around the periapsis. It's very important. Because then I have a solid marker as to where I plan to meet at Eve. Alright. The amount of precision required in doing this is ridiculous. And... okay. Looks clear. Periapsis is about 40,000 meters ahead of Eve. Okay, we can deactivate that now. If I remember right, it's 9607 is at this point. Or should be about here. We'll see. So it's climbing. It's climbing. Let's see what happens when it reaches the periapsis. 9636. I need to center on Eve. Slow down a bit so I can, get in close. Okay, so the periapsis is slightly outside. 905, 906, 607, 608. Alright, so 613 at the periapsis. We're close here. If I just bring it in at this point, it's done. if I just bring us in at this point to 6:13, 9613, I have to fire my apoapsis. For some reason, I find it easier to navigate the solar system when I'm targeted at the sun as opposed to my spacecraft. So, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. 9 hours out, okay. No, I need to close in a little here. We'll try and fire as accurately as possible at this one. 12 minutes, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, 2 minutes here. About 2 minutes out. I need to try and fire fairly accurately. I'm going to give myself 1 minute. Okay, so I got about 50 seconds here. And I need to bring it in my periapsis now. So let's center the ship over here. I'm amazed at my physics and my ability to navigate like this is so astute. So we got about 30 seconds. Okay. So let's begin the firing. 613. It's the goal. Shoot. I'm a little too far there. Reposition around. Try again. I want to be as precise as possible here. Well, as precise to within those 4 digits. I don't really care within those 4 digits because at that point I'm passing so close it really doesn't matter anymore. Come on, give me control. There we go. And 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Now if we focus on Eve and let Eve do a rotation. Let's turn off the SAS, please. And come on, can I get warp? There we are. This means eventually we should have an even counter, as it stands, but I'm going to bring in the apoapsis a little, so that way it's not so hit and miss, and I can, properly do this. But I just want to, make sure that my orbits properly intersect with Eve. Alright, so once we come into the periapsis, we'll be able to see. How close am I to Eve? And pretty much on the money here. I mean, we could stand to raise a bit, maybe? Yeah, we're pretty much on the money here. No need to raise. We are, in fact, literally passing through Eve. That is on our current trajectory. I nailed it. Not a friggin' applause for me. Because I literally nailed it. Nailed it. Alright. So, at the periapsis then, I can bring in my apoapsis. Or we could just wait out this and see how long it takes us to get an even counter. I don't really want to play with my orbit so much because of just how precisely I've gotten this. How much fuel do I have left? Still 2,000 liters in that, then we got another 32,000 in that, and another 12,000 combined in those tanks, so a lot. Damn, Eve's gonna be ahead of us here. So yeah, we missed this. So we'll be chasing Eve then. So I want to bring my apoapsis in inside that orbit. Then we'll theoretically slowly catch up to Eve. Yeah, I don't think we're going to catch Eve at the periapsis now. 3, 2, oh god. Slow down here. 1 day, okay. 6 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. 15 minutes out. Okay. Need to be precise about this here. No room for errors. 9 minutes. Ship's accelerating, apparently. There we are, thank you. 6 minutes. I want to give myself about 30 seconds. So 4, 3, 2, 1. At a full minute. Okay. Ugh. Okay, we got about 56, 57 seconds. Let's, position ourselves. I want to bring the apoapsis in, so that way we will be chasing Eve, and only just ever so slightly inside Eve's orbit. So that way we will slowly catch up. Firing. So we need to bring this below this. And then we should slowly catch up to Eve, and eventually catch her. Or it, or the planet. You know what I'm talking about. That's all that matters now. Now we've got a nice long road ahead of us of that. Because I can't accelerate time while my engines are firing. So, 12,500,000. Like I said, I have no idea if we're going to be able to get back to Kerbin. We'll find out. The fact of the matter is, I'm counting how many liters it's taking me to work this out. So, as it looks like it's going to take me about 1,800 liters. That means I'm going to need, at minimum, once I reach Escape Eve, I need to have those and at least 600 liters left in there to even stand a chance. That's my guess. Might be off, though. We'll see. Either way, escaping Eve will be a tricky job. I'm still not 100% sure of its gravity correlations in comparison to Kerbin, however. Let's take a look at Kerbin size. Okay, Kerbin's about I'm actually, doing this with my fingers and stuff. About that big at that distance. I go over to Eve. I want to do about the same distance. I would say about 75% the size. About there, 75%, I guess. Anyway, the apoapsis is 1100. This is taking far more fuel than I originally thought. We are not going to have enough to make it back to Kerbin. Okay. Mission's officially one way at this point, as I have to bring in my freaking apoapsis. I mean, I could not do this, and probably could have made it back, but we would have to see. It would still be iffy, and it would mean spending another several years in space waiting just for that right freaking moment in time. We are actually well beyond our periapsis at this point, and that's worrying. My god, this is taking forever. Moving apoapsis is like 3 million meters, so it's no surprise, but come on, get in, get in. I need you to be below Eve's orbit, so that way we can catch up to Eve. You don't need to match it exactly, you need to go past it. God, this is taking forever. Again, we're dealing with speeds in excess of 10,000 meters a second. I really need to learn some patience. Alright, looks like we're almost there. And, yeah, the apoapsis is collapsing. Damn it. Oh well. That's actually to be expected. And the apoapsis should be at the point where I am instead. Alright, so we've got a matched orbit pretty much. I want to be on top of the apoapsis pretty much. Yeah, that'll do. No, it won't. We need a little more than that. Just a little. I'm sitting on the intersection point as to modify it the least. Because that pretty much means no matter what, I always pass through the same point in the orbit. Alright, so now we just need to wait it out. And in theory, eventually, we should catch up to Eve. Though again, this could still take several years. I'll probably do some kind of time lapse for this, but we'll see. Gonna catch up just a little here. It's at 11,100. 11,200. Yeah, we're going like a couple hundred meters a second faster. That's it. It's not much, and it'll take several years for us to catch. But we will. That's the important thing, is that we will eventually catch up to them. In our awesome, awesome little craft here. Yeah. Let's follow Eve around this time. And, you know, see the actual estimatable points of intersection here. We've got about from there, so that means to about there to work with, and thus to there to there. So there's the periapsis, we're halfway around. There's our ship in chase. And we're coming up on the intersect point now. How far are we out? Still pretty far out. Okay, we will be entering likelihood of intersection range soon. And yeah, we're in the intersect range from here. Okay. How long does this intersect range last? Until the apoapsis. Okay. I didn't want to go down to 1, because that means, ugh. Under acceleration means it'll be a while before I can get done. So basically from where we are to there, we've got a decent-sized intersection range. It's moderate. The reason that there's so little difference between the periapsis and the other part of Eve's orbit there, and the reason I had it that way, is because the amount I will crawl towards them is very little every time. While this means overall it'll take longer, it also means a higher chance of us both landing in the intersect point during the crossing. Because we'll have, you know, the most loops where we cross that area together. In fact, it's going to be coming up soon, I'd say. We probably only need to be out here in another 3 or 4 years. And really, that's the best I can come up with. I'm out of stuff to say. I'm really out. We're just flying around the friggin' sun. I have nothing more to say. Yeah, we used to be about this far apart, now we're this far apart after a couple of years. So, it's a decades-long journey getting to Eve when you're me, but I learn. We fall behind Eve a little at that point, sadly. So yeah, 810, see we're picking up speed, and here's the part where we start to overtake them. Because we're on the inside. It's like being on the inside of a racetrack. Slightly less distance to travel, and we move slightly faster. So as you can see, we begin to catch up to Eve here. And then we're all that much closer. Oh, God. As for what to say, I don't know. I can't be this interesting this much. Yeah, I'm maxed out here. Ugh. And I really don't want to have to do all the editing of making a time lapse. It's actually a lot of work. Oh, God damn it. Fine. Poof. Prepare to have a time lapse of something, I don't know. And okay, I'm back. So we have run into a slight problem here. The problem, of course, being we're now ahead of Eve. We actually missed the intersect. We missed it, I'm afraid. It's always a risk, and I mean, there's advanced math that I could have probably done to figure it out. Alright, can I get knowledge of the moon? Okay, once we're in the intersect point, though, there is a backup plan. Okay, we're in the intersect area. And the backup plan is basically to full fire my thrusters. Right here, right now. And drain us of a couple, and by a couple I mean pretty much all of our speed, as much as it takes to get us to have an Eve intersect. Which, since the distance here may seem not much, it's actually huge. Like, I will probably have to slow down several thousand meters a second. And the problem is, when I do finally get the Eve intersect, I will be going several thousand meters slower than Eve. Which means I will just shoot through them. Can I even see Eve right now? I think, yeah, that's it out there. That's it. I'm shooting for it. I can see it right there. That's Eve. And it's quickly catching up to me. So yeah, Eve's gonna catch up this time. So it's going about 300 meters a second faster here. We're going to be burning off probably all of our fuel almost. To first slow ourselves down, and then massively speed ourselves up. Like, our periapsis is just going to fall terribly huge. That's fine. It'd be really nice if we got the Eve intersect sooner, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's approaching us at several hundred meters at this point. Several hundred meters each second, Eve will get closer. If only I had the distance between us. 615, 613, so we're at least 2 million apart. And its velocity is rather unchanging, so we're, you know, moving about 500 meters slower at this point. About there, 600 now. So it's going to catch up to us eventually. It will. As we fight our rotation around the sun. I really don't want to have to go, like, more than a couple, maybe 1,000 meters at most, a second most. I really hope I don't have to. How far away is our periapsis? 1 hour. I could punch numbers, but the distance between us is much larger. It's probably about 100 million. Probably should have considered this beforehand and started the burn much earlier, so that way I could slowly come in and we'd meet up about here. But my slow reaction times to this sort of thing. I'm a novice, what can I say? The point is, we're sitting in the intersect zone, so we'll always have this part as a part of the intersect zone. So even if I completely botch this, it's okay. Okay, we're slowed down by several thousand meters at this point. Or, sorry, closing in on 1,000, I mean. 1,000 meters a second slower. I think we're getting to the point where I really don't want to go any slower than this. Because otherwise, speeding up before we fall out of Eve's orbit is going to be much, much harder. Almost insane. And whether or not we'll be able to do it, I don't know. But I'm making a gambit here. And hopefully it pays off. There's Eve. Sitting right there. Come on. What's Gilly look like? Basically an asteroid, I see. Interesting. Okay, well, we slowed down significantly. To the point I wouldn't be surprised if we got like a Moho encounter. If that's fine, I'd take the Moho encounter. Like, I really, really would. We could get 2 intersect points there, and then we could just wait for a while. I mean, we're passing over 3 intersect points then, so it would be interesting. We'd eventually hit something. It's just the laws of probability is we'd eventually hit something. Moving at this point almost 1,000 meters slower. Or almost 1,500 meters slower. So we're pretty much shooting through the moon's orbit, I think. It's hard to tell. We're shooting through the moon's orbit. So if we're going, like, through the moon's circle, we're definitely going to be picked up by Eve at that point. Alright, so we've got 1 intersect point with Moho, I believe. Yeah, alright, we do. Come on, Eve. Going so slow in comparison now. Oh my god. This is going to be terrible trying to speed up again once we exit through there. Oh god, is the second tank empty? Oh, phew. Okay. For a second there, I thought that tank was empty and we were draining off the 3. I didn't realize. Okay. Okay, come on, Eve. Alright, I'm thinking of turning south a bit here. There. That should help us, you know, come closer towards Eve's center this way. Just a little, not much. But it should help us stop the fact that we're on the rise here. Good God, we're losing all of our periapsis at this point. We've come too far to be defeated now. Guess you guys can enjoy a 40-minute episode or something, or even an hour long, who knows. Yeah, we're no longer shooting through the moon, I don't think. Oh no, we are. Just ever so barely. I mean, the moon goes a lot farther out on that side, so if we take this as its max gravity, we've got a lot to shoot through. It's fine. Just want to make sure. I'd really hate to be, like, not moving at all when we get through. We don't have an intersect point with Moho right now. Come on, Eve. It's going almost 2,000 meters a second quicker than us. Now, where is it? I can't... There we go. Okay, I see it now. It's getting a little bigger. But by doing this, I'm also hopefully fighting the natural orbit enough that, like I said, we're going to hit our apoapsis soon. Are we shooting through the moon anymore now? Okay. Come on. 3,000 meters of friggin' second difference at this rate before Eve can catch us. Enjoy another time lapse or something, because this is gonna get boring real quick. It's probably already really boring for everyone. I have nothing left to say, it's just... we've gotta slow down enough that Eve can catch us. Because apparently my math is terrible. Even though I didn't do any. Making a minor adjustment here. There we are. Should help us fight the orbit a bit better. Hold on, do you see that? That's a even counter. Yeah, let's see if we can't study it out a bit. Can't tell. We want to fire a bit more south, I think. Want to fire almost purely south, I think. Okay. There we are. Okay, perfect. I've managed to get us an even counter. We'll have 1 day and 4 hours, 15 minutes to fire off the rockets enough. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Let's go ahead. We're going to be going almost 3,000 meters difference. That's acceptable, I suppose. Uh-oh, what happened to the even counter? What happened to it? Crap? Okay, it's back. Slightly worried here. Eve will catch us. Just gotta have a little faith on this here. Computer, don't fail me now. That's all I can say. Okay, we're closing in. Whoop. Even counter in 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Even counter. One speed. Okay. Alright, so we need to fire in this direction. Because we are going, in comparison to Eve, incredibly quickly, or incredibly slowly, depending on how you want to look at it. Either way, our orbital speed is huge, and we need to effectively re-speed up to the speed we were at before, because of our miss. The Eve escape is a decent distance away, and will continue to increase as our speed is reduced. So we shouldn't ever reach it. The only possible problem is us running out of fuel, which I'm really hoping doesn't happen. Running out of fuel at this point would be a bitch slap, to say the least. We have 1,200 liters emergency reserve, effectively. That's it. With the 1,600 liters we got left? 1,700 liters. We've got to be able to burn down to Eve. We have a parachute on board, so that'll have to be our descent mechanism. And this trip is indeed one way. There's no going back. Just like the first manned mission to Mars is not likely to come back. It's that NASA said that. If it's a one-way trip to Mars. Bringing stuff that's enough to get people back is ridiculous. Trip to Mars will be one way, just as the first trip to Eve will be. Maybe eventually we'll be able to bring them back. But for now, no. Okay, come on. We've already burned off about 20% of our speed. We should probably only need to get down to around 500 meters a second. At that point, we should have this orbit at least. Or something, I don't know. We've just come too far to, you know, just fail because we don't have enough fuel. Though the miss there was unaccounted for, that's okay. Okay, this fuel tank's about to run out. About to go into the final reserve of fuel here. Just gotta keep burning off. Burned off 30% of the speed. We might not have enough, I'm afraid. Yeah, we might not have enough. It's actually rather worrying. It's going to be close on the amount of fuel we have. No question about that. It's going to be incredibly, incredibly close. Okay. Down to 2,000 meters a second here. Realign. God, this is doing numbers for my heart right now. It might be most efficient to burn at the periapsis, I have no idea. But I'm just kind of making a blind leap of faith here. Saying that so long as we, you know, burn along this direction, it doesn't really matter where. Alright. Starting to slowly, you know, go down. As we are moving really fast still. But it's starting to, you know, bend in shape and size. I've already used up a third of these fuel tanks. Oop. We've got actual movement. We've got actual movement. It's beginning to bend around. We might have enough fuel to do this. If not, we're at least getting in orbit around Eve. That's how much fuel we've got left for sure. You know what? I'm gonna cut power now. And I'm just gonna ride on for a little while. I'm gonna burn at the periapsis. See if that changes anything. It stands still over a day away. Gonna get a close and personal look at Eve, I guess. Wherever the hell it is. I actually... Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, I think we're... Well, no, we're not. Okay. Fuck. Eve escape in 7 minutes? All power to the engines. Everything we've got. Okay, wow. I thought we'd already escaped, and I thought we were completely botched. Oh, good God. Okay, this is okay now. Just about had a heart attack there. Oh. Oh my God. Oh, that would have been a disaster. Okay. Okay. We're okay. We're okay. I think. Either that or we're just gonna run out of fuel. God, we've only got 1,000 meters a second left to burn off. Can we do it with these? I don't know. These tanks have to hold out for us. The ship's getting lighter, so I guess they can push us faster. So, maybe. Wave escape is increasing, velocity decreasing. Come on, I've come too far to fail. What? Please. Okay. I heard the engines cut out, and I thought, oh God, we'd run out of fuel. I thought that was kind of early, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna have enough. Not quite enough fuel, I'm afraid. We've missed. My God, I can't believe it. We've actually failed. Maybe not. If I can get the speed low enough at our exit point. Kind of a crazy theory, but we might intersect again, and since I'll be at the start this time. And running out of fuel now. That's it. Eve escape will be in 29 minutes. We missed. We missed. Full speed. There is still a bit of a vain hope. I'm still going to move a little faster than Eve here. Too fast, sadly. We could intersect again. And if we intersect again, then, you know, the difference at our intersect point should be minimal. But I guess we just didn't quite have enough fuel for this. Like, I'm sad to say we failed. And I'm really disappointed in that. It's not going to stop me from trying again. But we've sadly not managed to do it this time. We should intersect again, and I'm going to hold on to that hope for quite some time, probably. It'll be several years, I think, before I give up on this. We're just so close, and if we intersect again, the speed difference is only 300 meters a second going through it. So if we intersect again, then going through the Eve orbit, we will only be going about 300 meters a second, give or take. And if that's the case, then we should just pretty much plop right down onto Eve. Like, that's what I think will happen. I'm actually ripping a paper towel in the background right now out of my depression. I apologize, since I think according to Audacity you guys can hear it. I don't know. I don't know. We barely didn't have enough fuel. I don't know what to say. We failed. I think, have failed. I'm trying to keep what little hope I have left in this mission, relying completely on the fact that we may intersect Eve again in a couple of years. But I just don't know. It's tough keeping hope up like that. Like, I'm gonna wait for the next intersect. If we hop over Eve or anything, I'm just gonna give up, I think. Or something, we'll see. I don't know. I I just don't know. I just don't know. But I guess this is the end of this episode. We'll try again for Eve next time. Yeah, I don't think I'll do the whole launch and navigate orbit. I think I'll probably just, set up a intersection point again and bring you guys in for that or something. Because once you've seen one launch for Eve, you've seen them all. There's no real difference. Nothing different really happens. It's all pretty much the same. So, with a rather depressive end to this, I'm afraid, I guess this is Calvin signing off.